Hundreds of birds swarm a house. There, right up there. That thing was open. It opened completely up.
Here we go! The ladies that flooded the streets with red.
Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Hope everyone's having an excellent day. Let's get to the videos.
There, right up there. That thing was open. It opened completely up, and then it closed back up. And there's a little slot in it right up there. You can see that little slot where it looked like somebody was staring out of. Dude, giants are freaking real. I don't care what anybody says.
Hollow. They make you wonder what's actually in there. Maybe somebody lives there, but I don't know how you would move that giant door.
Hey, can I help you? What are you doing?
And I look.
Hi. What can I do for you? Joe, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? Are you trying to get in? You want me to call the police on you? What are you doing? Joe, I'm calling the police.
Didn't see this footage until I finished my pizza.
What the?
I actually slowed that down so you guys could see it. I don't know what that is. The only thing I could think of is maybe since we can't see the kitchen or whatever the area might be, but that could be somebody like commanding the dog, telling the dog what to do, and maybe using something over the light to make it look like that shadow move like that, but I'm not sure.
I wanted to camp in a forest, but a crazy guy is trying to burn my tent. Watch what he's gonna do. He's angry because he thinks it's his forest and he doesn't want anyone to sleep here. But it's not. It's a public forest. And it's not over. Look at what he did after that.
I wanted to leave and I picked up a few things and started walking towards my car. But it completely ruined it.
Hey, please, I'm leaving.
Man, that person need to be arrested if any of that is real. I feel like it could be a skit.
We're continuing to see this wave of mysterious symptoms in patients across the U.S. Other doctors are confirming patients have a combination of dizziness, brain fog, headaches, fatigue, anxiety. And the weird part is it's in combination with these digestive problems. It could be IBS type of symptoms, indigestion, heartburn, constipation, nausea. But it's all coming at the same time, and people are stuck with it every day, all day. And they've been like this for months, maybe even years. If this sounds just like you, comment or share the video so we can continue to see how widespread this is, because people are saying, I know 3 or 4 people that are in the exact same situation. And many of you commented in the other videos, it sounds exactly like your symptoms and you really haven't had anywhere to turn. These patients have MRIs and CT scans that are negative. Their blood work looks good. And all the doctors are telling them is it's stress or it's anxiety or it's just in your head. I believe there's something going on with the brainstem, the vagus nerve, the blood or CSF filtration system of the brain is just being overwhelmed, potentially by these environmental toxins that we've faced over the last 3 to 4 years. Many of you have commented that it's come on after you've been sick. You can read between the lines on what we may or may not call that. But regardless, we're seeing many of these patients improve. Many of them are doing well. We've had people come from all over the country to see us because they haven't had any answers from other doctors. So if you want more information, follow for part 2 because we're going to cover what we're doing for these people.
There was no part 2. As far as the stomach problems and issues like that, I really do believe it's the processed food that we're eating. I started to have a lot of problems with my stomach, but once I started to eat better and took some probiotics, that mainly went away. But I still do have friends that have that issue.
Do you know that the CIA funded and created a company called In-Q-Tel, which is known to have funded Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Google?
Who do you think you are today? The more we learn about this covenant of God. What blood? The blood of this covenant, glory to God. Cut the covenant with his father God. Glory. That's good. Yes, like Moses of old. They come, they're coming one. Oh. Don't ever do it. Don't ever feel sorry for yourself. Don't ever do it. Absolutely stunning. Just delicious. And he will be like Moses, and he'll live 120 years. And he said, yeah. Preach it, brother, preach it, brother, preach it. Just before the cross. And we have a healing covenant.
Some people in the comments were saying they thought that was a bird, but when they show it up close like that, it literally like something is running across the screen.
Taken from a backyard security camera in Arkansas.
Anyone else got an idea of what this creature might be? I'll give you a hint. It went extinct many years ago, but there was photo evidence of this creature existing. No other ideas? I'll show you. The Tasmanian tiger. It's got the stripes. It's got the body shape. In that first picture in that guy's video, if you want to go and watch it, you can obviously, go back and watch it. But the animal has a very wide mouth, similar to the Tasmanian tiger. Very wide, and it can open up really, really big. And in another picture, it was showing the creature kind of like from a far away distance. You could see the stripes on the back end. You could see the legs. You could see the long tail. It's gotta be a Tasmanian tiger. But now here's the big question. Why is it in Arkansas? How is it not extinct? And what's the actual origin of the Tasmanian tiger? 'Cause shoot, I haven't done much research. I've just seen pictures. I know that it existed. But what's its original origin story? And why is there now, like backyard camera footage of it in Arkansas? What's going on in Arkansas?
It is originally from Australia. I remember when I was a kid and I saw the photo she showed in black and white. It terrified me because how wide the jaw could open. I was like, I'm so happy as it gets extinct, but obviously that ain't the case anymore.
Hundreds of birds swarm a house. Then they do something amazing. They fly right into the chimney. It's an invasion. This fireplace is where the birds made entry into the home. They flew in by the hundreds and left a wave of chaos and destruction. Look there, they're lining the windowsill with wings furiously flapping. They also attach themselves to the ceiling.
There were birds coming out of everywhere. It was insane.
Carrie lives in the home in Torrance, California. She says she called animal control, but was told simply to leave her doors open. But the birds wouldn't budge.
And they were just bouncing off your head.
Patrick Belleville is Carrie's mom's boyfriend.
As soon as I walked in the door, I was looking for Alfred Hitchcock.
It really was a lot like Hitchcock's The Birds, where the birds wreak havoc on a California seaside town.
They were on the curtains. I just grabbed them 2 at a time, so I had 4. Took them to the door, let them go.
It took Patrick 3 entire days to remove more than 1,500 birds by hand, and they left quite a mess.
Up here on the very top, there's still bird droppings there that we couldn't reach.
Incredibly, the same thing just happened 100 miles north in Montecito, the same town where Oprah, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle live. Only a steel grate kept 1,000 birds out of the house.
When I was younger, the movie The Birds scared the crap out of me. The fact that that can even happen in real life is terrifying. If you believe that giants are real, leave a comment below and explain why. I'm finding a lot of videos online that's showing videos of something farther in the background looking like a giant. At first I thought that was a tree until I saw it go down, and I'm like, that definitely is real.
Okay, that? Okay, I don't think I can sleep. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? That's a statue, right? He's gotta tell me that's a statue. It's made of bronze. Oh, dear God. What the fuck? Springfield, make better choices. Okay, that is terrifying at night. Put a light on that. It's probably terrifying. Look, half the lights are out. Yeah, that's pretty terrifying during the fucking daylight. Bananas. That's not good. I don't like it. Look, seriously, there's more of them. Look, these ones are looking up. What the fuck? They have no faces. They're not anatomically correct. Okay? That's terrifying. I don't like it at all. Stop it.
So this right here is the Bible from 1775 telling us at the time that we used to have 13 months. The first month of the year is March. Look at all the way to the end, guys. There's 13 months. 13 months. First day of the week, Sunday. Second day, Monday. Look at that. 7th day or Sabbath, Saturday. This is the proof right here.
One of the things Constantine did was because he wanted the pagans to worship God, Jehovah, was he moved the day of worship to the day of the sun, which is why we now worship on Sunday, because Sunday became a pagan day. Well, another thing Constantine did was move the day of Jesus' birth to December, because Tammuz died on December 23rd. And it was believed, because Nimrod, his father, was a hunter, it was believed that Nimrod would be reborn in his son Tammuz. And his son Tammuz's birthday was December 25th. And what you would do on Tammuz's birthday was you would set up a tree. Deuteronomy 16:21. You shall not plant for yourself any tree as a wooden image near the altar which you build for yourself to the Lord your God. It was believed that in order for Tammuz to rise again as his son Nimrod, you'd have to go to the tree, you'd have to cut down a tree from the forest, and you'd have to put balls on it. And the balls were symbolic of testicles. The tree was symbolic of a phallus. Jeremiah chapter 10. Look what it says. Hear the word which the Lord speaks to you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord. Do not learn the way of the Gentiles. Do not be dismayed at the signs of the heaven, for the Gentiles are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are futile. For one cuts a tree from the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with an axe. They decorate it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and hammers so that it will not topple. I hate to bring you bad news.
Most insane coincidence in history. Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. John F. Kennedy was elected to Congress in 1946. Abraham Lincoln was elected president in 1860. John F. Kennedy was elected president in 1960. Both were particularly concerned with civil rights. Both wives lost a child while living in the White House. Both presidents were shot on a Friday. Both presidents were shot in the head. Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy. Kennedy's secretary was named Lincoln. Both were assassinated by Southerners. Both were succeeded by Southerners named Johnson. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, born in 1908. John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated Lincoln, was born in 1839. Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated Kennedy, born in 1939. Both assassins were known by their three names, both names composed of 15 letters. Lincoln was shot at the theater named Ford. Kennedy was shot in a car called Lincoln, made by Ford. Both and Oswald were assassinated before their trials. And here's the kicker: a week before Lincoln was shot, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy was shot, he was with Marilyn Monroe. And Lincoln was shot in a theater, and the assassin ran to a warehouse. Kennedy was shot from a warehouse, and the assassin ran to a theater.
Oops, she did it again is an understatement. This video has got fans just scratching their heads as to what is going on with Britney Spears. People are genuinely concerned about her well-being, her health, and her fingernails. She posted a video stating that for the first time in her life, she finally has real nails and she's proud of it. But I'm gonna play the clip. Pay very close attention to her eyes, her mouth, and the way she's speaking. What type of accent is this? Watch.
Pinky, nail. I haven't had nails since I was in like the 7th grade. I'm like freaking out. Like really tiny, but still. It's like, hey, baby, can't believe it almost. Face honey. Hey. So like really little. So little, it's weird.
Can someone explain to me what that accent was? What is that? I feel really bad for Britney Spears, and I do believe something is really wrong with her, and I hope she gets the help she needs. This is just sad. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Did this really just happen and no one else is talking about this video? How Ariana Grande's real truth came out about what she really is? And even though 99% of you won't be able to stomach this, I have to show you. Like, Ariana Grande is so kind. She's so caring, thoughtful. Or at least that's what I thought at first. But then after seeing this, I know the real truth. Don't get me wrong, Ariana Grande's accolades are unmatched. I mean, she's done things that no one else has. And the fact that her vocal range is so great and she has so much talent makes this video even worse. Now you could look at her upbringing, where she started out at television and then transitioned her way all the way to music, where she's been successful in almost every single avenue that she's attempted, to where now she's on TV shows. She's a singing coach. I mean, I can bust down the whole list. But we never paid attention to who she really was and looked past all the facade. And the sad truth is that when she had this encounter, it changed everything.
Ariana also said that she felt like the demons followed her back home. She had an encounter where she was sleeping, where she saw this black figure over her bed. She didn't want to feed the fear. She thought it was there. It wanted to scare her. So she just called her friend and she fell asleep on the phone. When she woke up, the room was demon.
Guy that escaped from prison went into this forest and he built himself like a shack. He was living there 2 years before they found him. Yeah. And the only way they found him was like this guy walking his dog and he came across the cave. Yeah. Cause he saw like a door and like, why is there a door in the cave, right? So he opened it and he looked around. Dog, he saw the guy sleeping on a bed in the back corner of this cavern. So when that guy, he reported it, the cops came, realized, oh, it's this guy that tried to escape.
Okay.
Moved from the internet.
So this is the documented moment of conception. And the sperm enters the egg and there's this poof of light that comes off of it. Scientists are studying this and they're looking at it and they're like, okay, well, it looks like it's a release of zinc, a burst of zinc that comes off the egg and it creates this appearance. But any way you slice it, they can't explain away that light happens when life happens. Is that amazing? Light happens when life happens. So this is the documented.
Stop what you're doing right now. This video could change your entire life outlook. You know what lava looks like, right? Like, we know what lava looks like as it's hot. Runs kind of like a river finding its level. You think that lava would ever form sacred, geometrical shapes like hexagonal shapes or anything? Seriously, just to make sure that nobody thinks that this is possible, that hexagonal shapes would be formed from volcanoes or lava. Look at it when it's hardened. Look, like a black river or something. I've shown you what lava looks like cooled and hot from a volcano. And we're told that this was formed from a volcano. Yeah. Remember Avatar? The huge tree that was cut down? Might have been a little bit of reality mixed in with that science fiction, but look how level this is on top. And is this sawdust from... Now, before I start reprogramming your brain, look, it makes a lot more sense, man, than lava. Seriously, like springwood, summerwood, hexagonal shapes, like, you thought it was one example? No, these trees were all over. Look at this. Yeah. Look at that. Would you look at that? More hexagonal. Look at that. Look at that. The root system. This guy owns this. He lives in a tree. This guy's got to be insane energy. This guy's going to live forever. Yeah. Yeah, like the roots. See the roots? You'll see the roots going up and then the tree was cut down. Yeah, I don't know how big these things were. I have no idea. Pretty odd, formation. Like, completely level on the top. Maybe like it was cut down by a giant axe. Not seeing it? I don't know how. I don't know how you wouldn't. This is an axe. See? Easy to understand. The trees are just the beginning of the lies, though, if you're new here. While I've got your attention, global warming is not real. The sea levels aren't rising, guys. The Earth is also flat. There's no convexity to the Earth. Railguns can hit targets 100 miles away. That's 6,666 feet of missing curvature, guys. It's a weird number. Sun moves. The moon moves. The stars move. But the Earth is completely stationary. Like, just look at flight path landing. Seriously. This was an emergency flight path landing. How did they land thousands of miles in Los Angeles quickly? Like, that would take, hours. But on a flat Earth map, probably flying right over it.
Those mountains that look like they are chopped off trees are called mesas. As far as the flat Earth, I will never believe that. But I will say the flight patterns on a flat Earth, it's somewhat convincing. It does seem like it makes sense. But everything else about it doesn't make sense at all.
I'm going to show you how a toxic substance was added to our food that took us from being happy, healthy, and hot to sick, depressed, and broke. In the 1980s, big tobacco was exposed for their toxins. And guess what? They didn't just leave the scene, they started to pivot. They were smart. and they started buying up big food companies. And these companies are experts in addiction. They started adding in a very addictive substance. And again, it's completely legal. Now in over 73% of your groceries. It's nearly impossible to escape. This toxin is also considered more addictive than cocaine. Destroys your metabolism and leads to almost every single lifestyle disease. Probably guessed by now what it is. It's sugar. The best thing to protect your health is to go ahead and start reading food labels. But beware, they have 262 different names for it. Don't expect this to change anytime soon. They have some of the biggest lobbying power out there. You also have the power to lobby by where you put your food dollars.
You will never be the big company lobbying. I don't think it should be possible for a corporation to be able to do it on that level. At that point, it's just robs. Sugar is definitely horrible for you. Man-made processed food with fruit, you get fiber, so at least tell you to stop. But yeah, I can believe everything she just said. I've seen so many documentaries on it.
Made the dinosaurs go extinct. Do you realize they're asking the wrong question? The question is not what made them go extinct. The question is, did they go extinct? Now, they didn't call them dinosaur, though. They called them dragon. See, the word dinosaur wasn't made up till 1841. So for most of human history, these creatures are called dragons. Did you know dinosaurs not even in the dictionary in 1891? For most of human history, they were known as dragons. Now, dragons are mentioned in the Bible 34 times.
If you have not seen this video, this is Adam Knutson, a defense firefighter, Department of Defense firefighter. He was overseas during the Iraq and Afghan war, and he goes in detail. He is basically trying to file up charges on Rico of BlackRock, and this man, I'm not even gonna say no more. I saved this whole video. I don't know how long this video is going to stay up. It's been up for 19 hours. It is a 10-minute video, and it's already got 20,000 views. And when I say it's a fucking must watch, you see the people I fuck with already reposted it. I'm going to repost it. Let me just say this. For everything we ever said on this app about the towers, corruption, this man is not suicidal, nor he's in all control faculties of his self-being. And you gotta watch the video. I can't even speak what I want to say on here. You just gotta watch the video yourself. I also put this video on my YouTube, so if you want to watch the whole video, link in the bio, YouTube. If not, go to this page right here. It's right there. Go there, watch this video. Send this video to anyone you think that you're a conspiracy theorist and you're crazy. What? I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Go watch the video. Go watch the video.
My name is Adam Knutson. I'm a firefighter currently out on $75,000 bail, and that is at the direction of Kitsap County District Attorney Chad Enright, who issued a warrant for my arrest for intercepting phone calls and wiretapping. I recorded KBR and AIG lawyer Mick Thomas of Thomas Quinn Law and Defense Base Act lawyers acknowledging the Camp Spiker massacre and that I was truthfully in Iraq in 2014. The Camp Spiker massacre is the largest terrorist attack since 9/11. 1,700 U.S. comrades were murdered unarmed by ISIS because my employers, KBR, their insurer, AIG, and their investor, BlackRock, took the money for defenses and ran from the fight. Everybody on the project was brutally murdered unarmed, thrown in the Tigris River, buried in mass graves with their families enslaved. The purpose of the whistleblower case is to return the embezzled U.S. taxpayer dollars for defenses and use the reward for search and rescue of U.S. comrade families, Christians, and Yazidis. I'm asking those listening to please go to change.org and sign petition Rico BlackRock to expedite my day to federal and Supreme Courts. I've been experiencing heavy whistleblower retaliation here in Kitsap County, and that's because Chad Enright and lawyers Angela Lindsay, Sarah Yans, Benjamin Turner, John Purvis have all committed perjury. They all have lied through their teeth to try and get me incarcerated to cover up their whistleblower retaliation. I had absolute every right to record Mick Thomas acknowledging a 1,700 person massacre. And if I heard a firefighter was fortunate enough to escape massacre and genocide, and then he wants to speak on his friend's sacrifices, including a ranger and a Marine, dead American firefighters, I'm trying to get their families paid by the insurer, American International Group, I would give that firefighter the opportunity to speak the truth. But instead, as there was an employee secrecy agreement on all this casework at the beginning, these lawyers lied to the judges. They told everyone that I was truthfully in Afghanistan instead of Iraq. How messed up is that? To play psychological warfare and then say, hey, this guy has too much PTSD to even comprehend what's going on. He doesn't understand the charges. They want to try and deem me incompetent, send me to Western State, and force medicate me against my will. My lawyer, Kerry Stevens, gave me an offer last night from the DA's office, Chad Enright's office, saying if I plead guilty, they'll put me on 5 years probation and that'll be the end of it. I'm denying this offer because the evidence needs to be presented in front of a jury trial where I'm going to win instantly. Now, we were supposed to have a hearing on the 11th for change of venue for all this to go over to King County because I believe I cannot get a fair trial here in Kitsap County. Sarah Yons is the daughter of a judge. The DA, Chad Enright, has extreme bias because he wants to save face for whistleblower retaliation. This is the largest whistleblower case in American history. Legal phenom Amal Clooney has already prosecuted ISIS for genocide in Frankfurt, Germany, and these are the same perpetrators that murdered my friends. They committed genocide on the Yazidis after they killed everyone at Camp Speicher Tikrit. I've been trying to honor my brother's sacrifices because Iraqis showed mercy and flew us out on cargo planes as genocide unfolded. So I will continue to keep everyone updated on the casework. I believe that they're going to be sending me to the penitentiary. They're not going to give me a fair trial. They're not going to let me have this casework presented in King County. They're going to host it here in Kitsap County. And then the judge is going to say all this evidence is inadmissible and has nothing to do with the case. When we all know, anyone can go to my Instagram, Knudsen360, Knudsen, and you can look at the original charges. It is for intercepting phone calls and wiretapping, and that's because they acknowledged the Camp Speicher massacre. Do you know how hard it is to be a whistleblower? Do you know the things I have been through over the last 10 years? I was in Iraq from 2007 until 2014, and I have a right to honor oaths in my friends' sacrifices, and I'm going to see this through to the end. I'm not taking the deal. Please go to change.org and sign petition Rico BlackRock to help expedite my day to federal and Supreme Courts. Thank you all, and God bless.
I will definitely be clicking on that link, and I'll leave it in the description if you're interested. Usually I would say accusations like that need tons of evidence because that's a big accusation he's making against these companies. But we all know BlackRock and the other companies he mentioned are truly corrupted. BlackRock and WEF are two of the most scummiest things on this planet. So I hope he is protected at all times and actually can go to court and show the evidence. And I hope they get in trouble for it because I actually believe what he's saying.
Yo, did y'all see the video? Is a guy, he describing a lady and her son at 5 a.m. in the morning in Pensacola Beach. They went out there with 2 folding chairs and they went towards the water. And the guy who describing what happened was sitting on his balcony. He said they unfolded the folding chairs, they walked towards the water, they was playing in the water, her and her son. And the son must then walk off with the mom. The mom walked back to the folding chair. She had her phone out. She was taking pictures, making videos, you know, whatever, woo-de-woo. And he was like, by the time he looked up, he seen the son was like out in the water. He was like, God, that lady let her son go all out, you know, for that fall in the water. So, yo, I don't know how old her son was. I don't know anything about it. But the guy said he went to go take a shower. When he came back, the lady and her son was gone. The 2 folding chairs was still there. So has anybody heard this story or know what's